Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new
No, shut
episode
the
of.
fuck up.
God damn it, Blaiden. I don't know
Keep it
why,
rolling.
but
Keep it rolling.
all right. Welcome to a new episode of Latest Sundays. Again, quote unquote, because now this is a Tuesday. We're continuing to stretch this out for
More
Yeah,
like
you
the
know what bit I'm
late
doing?
best.
I'm going to every week. I'm going to see how far back I can push it until it just ends on a Sunday again.
It's 2 weeks later.
Yeah, that's the move.
Yeah. We have a new guest, or well, a new member maybe. Howard. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi.
Yeah. This is
Well said.
that's
I'm a
all you
man
need
of
to
few
say.
words.
All you need is a subtle introduction.
You know, they used to
Anyways,
call me Few Words Jim back in prison.
Back in prison.
Yeah.
I was. Oh no!
Information.
Remember now. Okay. Yeah, let's not talk about that. Those themes might be a little too heavy for the podcast.
I think
Anyways,
Tom York should go to prison.
I think he should too.
For not making a new fucking Radiohead album. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, right? The guy has
Yeah.
waited. When was the season of The Witch or whatever it was fucking called? Moonlighting?
A moon-shaped pool.
The
That was
Moon-Shaped Pool. That was 8 years ago now. This is 2024. It was 8 years ago. And they've made 2 albums with Tom York and Johnny Greenwood. Who are
and a
those
new.
guys from? Radiohead. Who
Yeah,
who
and
else matters in Radiohead besides Tom York and Johnny Greenwood? And what do? They make fucking bullshit side projects instead of just giving us a new fucking Radiohead album. I mean, like are these
Do
people
we
for
need
real?
another
Are these people
Radiohead
serious?
album?
I would take one.
They peaked
Yeah.
pretty
Add it to the
early, but we'll
canon.
get into that later.
I mean,
Yeah,
Howard,
they peaked with Pablo Honey, I know, but they've had some solid stuff after that.
I mean,
Mhm.
Howard, you don't
No,
understand.
I mean, I disagree,
Um,
but go ahead, Bells.
I mean, Howard, you don't
Amnesia.
understand. This project has a brand new important member. Uh,
Oh, does it?
I forgot his name.
You
Like
yeah, he's
I
had
know.
like
important.
3 extra days to plan for this, Bells.
He's
No,
so important to the Smile. He's like the guy from the drummer from Coldplay, who I'm pretty sure his name is literally Guy. So I feel like that tells you how important he is. And this new guy, drummer or whatever, is just as important to the Smile, which is a terrible band name.
it kind of
I feel
is.
like Tom York and Johnny Greenwood could never get it done without him.
How many digs do you think Radiohead had to suck to get their shitty music signed?
At least 7.
That checks out. That's like what, 1 1/3 for, or no, 2 1/3 for each member? It's like 3 of
Yeah,
them, right?
probably. There's like 5 of them, I think.
Oh,
They have like 2
Yeah.
guitarists and they're brothers.
okay. Did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so Bells, you're gonna introduce the album.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna be reviewing the new Smile album, the Wall of Ice. This is a brand new album from again, this is the side project from Radiohead, I guess. I mean, as much as we like to complain about not getting a new Radiohead album, I mean, at the very least, for the first time in this podcast, we're gonna be talking about a good album. Finally.
You weren't talking about a
I
good
beg to
album last
differ,
week?
but we can get into that later.
Yeah,
Wait,
at the very at the very
Are you
least,
saying that Saviors from Green Day did not save rock and roll?
I think Fall Out Boy saved rock and roll more than Green Day did, to be honest.
By not making rock music?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, sometimes rock music can not rock.
Yeah.
That's
The
the
famous
only
Bell's
criteria for rock music. You ape-brained monkey. I'm gonna ship you to the glue factory.
Bell's incisive wit strikes again.
Yeah.
What a horrible
no-
response. What a
Yeah.
horrible
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I thought this album was pretty good for real, for real. I guess I'll start saying this. This is not the first Smile album. For anyone who's not really familiar with the Smile, this is their second album, or I guess the 11
Wait,
Radiohead
really?
album. Hmm?
Really?
Yeah, they had
Oh
an album
wow.
before this one. It
When
was
did it
called
release?
2022. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was called
So they made an
A
album 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Bells, do you think that people who are clicking on this video know that already?
Probably. I mean, I'm just in case. You gotta give some context for this
Oh, I'm
album.
sure. Because when I go to YouTube, and I'm looking for new albums that I've never heard of, like that new shit. I go to Bell's Basement, and I'm like, oh, what the hell is this? I'm like, I got no context, so you really need to supply us with like all the details and all the history behind the Smile, so we know what's going on. Like we know they had an album in 2022 that I'm sure everyone heard and loves and remembers all the hits from it.
Well, 300 of Bell's subscribers would agree with the first
Yeah.
half of that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say Blaiden's
So
spitting with this fact.
This wasn't a
How is he
toxic
spitting?
podcast until Howard joined. Bells, can we kick him off?
Yeah, or you're being kind of a toxic shithead.
Okay. I'll let you go.
That's a deep cut. That's a
I'll
deep
let
cut
you go.
right
I'll let
there.
you go. Go.
Okay. I mean, yeah, this album right here, pretty good. But actually, I'm gonna let Blaine start with this one.
Oh, you
Because
don't
why
want Blaine
not?
to start.
How do I put this, right? This album compositionally was very interesting to me. I loved the sound palette, the soundscape, everything, the production. It was ear porn to me. The lyrics were gay. And
What you say?
I don't mean just like a little gay. I mean very gay. And furthermore, I don't really like Tom York's voice on this album. And I know
Oh,
that's
really?
interesting because it sounds very simple, but I don't know. There's just something different about listening to In Rainbows to listening to this. I just felt like I wanted to kill myself while listening to this album. And I don't want to kill myself. I don't want to feel like I want to kill myself. But that's what it made me feel like.
You know what?
Mm.
I
Full stop.
respectfully disagree on parts of what you said
Okay.
there.
Yeah, it's
Let's
the
hear
same.
it.
See,
Same here.
here's the thing. Radiohead, Tom York, whatever, all these people, they're very talented. They're very good at making music, and they've been making good music for upwards of 30 years. And Tom York, I think, as a vocalist, has gone through a lot of evolution. He's kind of, you could say he sort of stayed the same, but there are definitely differences in the way he carries his voice and affects it that are subtle but meaningful. And I think at this point in time, how old is he? Like 60, 50 something?
Yeah. I don't think he's 60, but I think he's definitely over 50.
Yeah, so at this point, he's an old man. Like you normally can't carry a falsetto, at 50 something than you could at 20 something, right? But I personally am of the belief that his voice has kind of taken on a softer, more careful quality. It's less like straining. He's sort of kind of in a vibe, in a mood throughout this album, and I think that's a very what's the word? Like comforting, like relaxing feeling. I like how his voice is aged. I like how he sounds on this album. I think that while his poetry can come off as a little wishy-washy and nonsensical sometimes at this point in his career, there are songs like the opening track that I think are quite emotionally affecting.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, I will have to agree. Like, he definitely knows what kind of vocal approach to have an album like this. That it's very, I guess, more sooty and less abrasive.
yeah, I remember there was one track, don't ask me which, where he like you can sort of hear his voice sort of going up there, kind of him putting more chutzpah into it. And at the ends of those vocal lines, they sound different than what they used to. They sound aged, they sound a little more brittle. And that's not really a bad thing to me. I think that it can be really interesting in its own right. But I will agree with you, Bladen, that this album is sonically like immaculate. just
hmm
so many great details. The sound play and the production is lush and beautiful, while also constantly having everything sort of out of the foreground. A lot of things are subtle, a lot of it's a lot of small and seemingly insignificant details all put next to each other with often no major hook or kind of idea to like lead you along with it, and you sort of have to take in the sort of little bits and ideas and see how they come together into one larger sonic portrait. And I think that that
Yeah.
carries across the album very well. I thought that every song, while they weren't the most kind of ear grabbing thing in the world, they weren't like exploding at you for the most part. I was taken along their ride, and the all the subtleties and musical nuances they had, and these sort of like rhythmic and oftentimes like kind of mathy ideas. I think this is the most like math rock and krautrock inspired project like Tom York has ever been a part of.
Yeah, I mean, what's even crazy about this album is that like it has like really good production, but Nigel Godrich actually didn't come back for this album in particular. Like, it actually has a different producer.
Oh, any credits?
Yeah, his name is Sam Petz Davis. I don't really
That's not what I
know.
asked.
Oh, I think I misunderstood you.
Any credits? What has he done? What has he worked on?
Oh, no, like I said before, I don't have much background on him, but all I know is that Nigel Godrich was not involved in this album in particular.
Yeah, remember how I had to teach you who he was?
Hey, man! Sometimes you gotta learn things from somewhere. Like,
Well, okay. Well, this is well, see, I did some research here, and he worked on a moon-shaped pool. That was the beginning of his credits. Did work. He was a recording engineer on Blonde by Frank Ocean, and he's
Hmm.
worked on a series of albums I don't give a fuck about. And then now he's just started working on Wall of Eyes, The Smile.
yeah, I mean, him starting on Amunchi will actually make sense because I was gonna mention that when it comes to the sound of the album, the Radiohead album that actually reminded me the most of was actually a Moonship. Like, when it comes to a lot of the more gorgeous, more elegant instrumentation, like a lot of the subtlety, it actually kind of reminded me of a lot of the more softer tracks on a Moonship.
All right.
Yeah, because like I've seen
You're just
people.
leaving that there.
Yeah, because like I've seen people like compare it to In Rainbows, and I mean I think it has like, I guess, slightly a bit of like resemblance, but I feel like it has more resemblance to a Moonshaped Pool when it comes to how lost you can be. And I mean
Well, I don't
I
know.
think
There's a lot of tracks on here that remind me of the back half of In Rainbows. Not quite as good as that, obviously, but there's a lot of songs that have that sort of soft, um, you know, sort of ethereal quality that the back half of In Rainbows like really perfectly captures. And In Rainbows was a big maturing moment for the band, and I think Tom York, Greenwood, what was the other guy, the Ed O'Brien or whatever, um, as songwriters, because I think they were finally able to inject their softer songs with a lot of grooves and ideas that were real. They found a lot of intricacy in it, while on an album like I don't know, Hail to the Thief, or which those slower songs can kind of get bogged down in repetition and simplicity, going on for 5 minutes, and they can get a little repetitive and a little oppressive over the course of about an hour on that album. But in Rainbows, they were really able to find, I think, a more mature and interesting creative outlet for their softer sounds, and that philosophy has translated over to a Moon-Shaped Pool and this album.
yeah, I mean, I can definitely see that. I feel like if there's one thing that this album and In Rainbows have like very much in common is that I feel like they're both very naturally good at like what it's doing. Like, this album is not really trying to impress you or like trying to break like new ground. It's just like more so like just being naturally good at what it's doing. Like, it's just like it feels very organic. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, the album's good, is what you're saying. That's what has in common.
Yeah, but like it's not really trying to be like, like it's
What
like
what
the
you're
opposite
saying is
of.
that it doesn't feel labored. It
Yeah,
feels like almost like, purposely minor and a little insignificant because it's not trying to like wow you with anything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that you kind of get into when addressing this album, especially, compared to Radiohead, is that this is very self-consciously minor. This is clearly designed to be a sort of a little small piece of the grander Radiohead, franchise. This is not a landmark. This is a little menu item that gets removed after a couple months. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's how it is, and you just kind of have to enjoy it on those grounds. You're not gonna want a big masterpiece because that's not really what this album's going for. It's going to attach itself to a style and a vibe, and maybe, hey, even test run some ideas for the next Radiohead album if that ever comes out.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, like not only does that, but like it definitely has like it's very consistent at that as well. Like all of the songs are definitely not homogeneous, but they also feel like they belong in the same album. Like they all definitely kind of carry a sort of tone that makes them feel unique, but also I guess connected.
I don't know. I think this album is homogenous. Not that that's a problem. I think its homogeneity is one of its strengths. I don't really have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Like I said, like the album establishes a vibe. Yeah, some songs do kind of sound alike when when you finish the album and look back on it. It's kind of hard to distinguish some from the others. But at the end of the day, you were kind of in the middle of something that gave you a feeling, gave you an idea over the course of 45 minutes, and it maybe have had some variety sprinkled in there to keep you interested and to be a bit more dynamic. But overall, it was more effective at setting down a tone and a sound rather than kind of like giving you a variety of like singles to pick out.
This is
Yeah.
loser music.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it didn't used to be that way, right? Like Radiohead, they used to make music for men. Like when I think Radiohead, what's synonymous with Radiohead? Okay, anyone can play guitar,
Masculinity.
right?
Anyone can play.
It used to
Blaiden.
be that way. This used to be
Bla-
for like those testosterone, like those roided giant men, right?
Yeah, Tom York used to be a jock.
This is soylent music. This is music for losers who want to feel bad about themselves and bask in their own depression. Okay. I don't like this.
Yeah.
I don't like what this promotes. I don't
This is
like that
music for
feeling
people
of
with feelings. And that's
it's
fucked up.
music for people who have no positive self-image. People with no
Yeah.
self-respect, people who just want to, like I said, bask in their own depression. It's I don't know. It's disgusting to me.
I feel like that's more SZA.
No, that's for people who don't like thinking about anything.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay, then Blonde.
that's for
Yeah.
people who want to feel like they're thinking about something.
You know what? I can't beat you. All your replies are true.
I
Yeah,
give
I mean,
Radiohead a 5 out of 10.
What do you give the smile? Come on, man. It's about smiling. Come on. How can you
More
hate
like
smiling?
more like the frown. See, that's a quip that I came up with while we were listening to the album that I felt was worthy enough to be brought up during the podcast.
You had to broadcast that to the audience.
I did. It was not good
Yeah,
enough, staying hidden away from the masses. I felt like it's something everyone should hear.
I agree.
yeah,
I
I
can't
mean, I
disagree with
cannot,
that.
I cannot disagree with that, Blatant.
Yeah. I'm a genius. I mean, brilliant.
Yeah, but have you heard? By the way, have you heard of the live performance of Anyone Can Play Guitar?
Yes, I have. And see, that is a perfect example of what I mean by they used to be a band for men, right?
Yeah,
That's not something they would do now.
back when Tom York had fire in his belly, he had to spit it out there, make the world hear him, demand their attention. Now he whispers sweet nothings in their ear. He's the opiate of the masses now.
Exactly. Like he almost died that day. Did you know that? He
Yeah,
could
he
have
almost got
died.
electrocuted.
He did,
Yeah,
but it was
he,
worth it. That is a man who will die for the art that he makes. He almost turned himself into a living legend, a piece of art. And what's that quote that Uncle Ben said in the superhero movie? You either live long enough No, fuck. What is it? You either die a villain or no. I'm gonna get it right. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie,
You can do it, Blaiden.
It
dude.
was with great power comes great villainy.
I'm so tired. I'm falling asleep at the wheel. Call me Tom York. Hey.
What? Yeah, no. Remember when Tom York almost died in that car crash and they replaced him with a clone in 1966?
Yeah. That's what I'm referencing.
Wait, I thought you were referencing the like when he almost like touched the microphones and like he could have died in the pool.
No, I'm talking about the OK
Yeah, when he
Computer.
died in 1966.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, when Tom York was driving and he died and they replaced him with a clone. And then on the cover for Sergeant Pepper's, if you like flip it upside down and reverse it, like it tells you like Tom York died on 1966.
But I
No.
thought
You're confusing the cover of Sergeant Pepper's with Revolution 9. If you play that backwards, it says that Tom
Yeah, it
York.
tells you Tom York died.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean,
but wait a second, I'm
yeah.
confused. I thought that an airbag saved him. Like, what do you mean, Blatant?
I'm
Bells,
falling
you're so
asleep at the
ignorant.
wheel. Yeah, whatever. I'm not.
Bells, you're so
explaining.
ignorant, dude. Like, how do you not know about the fact that Tom York died in a car crash in 1966 and was replaced with a clone? How do you not know that? Come on,
I
man.
don't know. I don't know, man.
Do you
I
Isn't
think
feel
that
like
what?
I
That's
feel
what
like a lot
Catcher in the Rye is literally about.
Yeah.
It's a metaphor.
Catcher in the Rye was Tom York's favorite book. When, Holden Caulfield died in that car accident in 1966, Tom York was like, holy shit, I gotta do that. And he read Catcher in the Rye every single day. So he killed John Lennon and then got into the car and then crashed.
That's what one of
yeah.
these songs on here is about. Hold on, let me see if I can find that. What's the
So yeah,
song? It's
Read
like,
the Room.
was it Read the Room?
Yeah, it was
Let
Read
me
the Room.
see.
Because he had all the pages of Catcher in the Rye, like ripped from the book, the spine, and like taped all over his room.
Which one was it? No, it was Bending Hectic is what it was. It was I'm changing down the gears, I'm slamming on the brakes. A vintage soft top from the 60s. We're coming to a bend now, skidding around the hairpin, a sheer drop down the Italian mountainside.
Oh yeah. It's kind of interesting that
Yeah.
Tom is dropping all these hints about what happened to real Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he
Says
cares?
the ground is coming for me now. We've gone over the edge. If you've got something to say it now. So he's
Yeah.
very aware of the fact that he's a clone.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I can't believe I did
What
notice
did you
that.
think of the 8-minute track Bending Hectic? Because that's obviously one of the more, unique tracks on the album that goes in a bit of a different direction.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, kind of, I guess, normie take, but like, definitely my favorite song on the album.
You
People,
suck.
no, like, because like people tend to love like the second half where like the song kind of explodes into like this, I guess, kind of like crumbling section where where it feels like very overwhelming. But I mean, the first half, like where it's very like mesmerizing, then like very moving. I thought it was equally as good, I will say. Like I feel like the whole track. I mean, when it comes to like the very subtle melodies and how everything came together. I mean, I think it definitely is quite amazing. Um,
I
like
disagree.
honest.
Bending Hectic is pretty good. It's a good song. I'm not against it. But I think that it's 8-minute hubris sort of what's the word? Dismantles what I think is this album's appeal, which is its small scale. And I didn't really find its explosion to be that satisfying. I think it's fairly good, but it's not really like, I don't know, it doesn't really have the power or fire that you'd expect kind of a loud, overwhelming Tom York included track to have by the end. And it's good in the same way, before that point, it's good in the same way that a lot of the album is good. So, it's not terrible, but like it's no Wall of Eyes. Like the title track I thought was just absolutely amazing. I was totally enveloped in that one. And then the song, what was it? I Quit, or was a friend of a friend? One second. I had this written down.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, yeah, okay, so it was I Quit. I Quit was my favorite track on the album. Its mixture of piano and subtle percussion, I just thought was so fucking hypnotizing and so beautiful. I felt like I was floating listening to it. It was like the only part of the album that felt truly major. And I think that that's something to really celebrate. And
Yeah. I
major in a way
mean,
that didn't feel kind of insisted upon, like Bending Hectic. I feel like that one kind of wants to make you think that it's the like a large, like, you know, that's the epic of the album. But I think I Quit is what really sort of like that's a song I'm going to come back to. That's a song that really stuck out to me as like, oh, this is not just riding the vibe. This is really doing something special with it. Um, while also not being sort of, you know, I guess too obvious about it. It was simply just the quality of its approach rather than sort of trying to make you think that it's big by simple, you know, way of scale rather than content.
yeah, I mean, I definitely get that, especially because I Quit and yeah, the title track are one of the more subtle tracks. And when it comes to like its subtlety, I think it definitely works out. It's just like when it comes to like Bending Hectic, I feel like one of the reasons why the loud part of the song works a lot for me is because like I feel like it builds up to it very organically. Like it never really feels like it's switching into something completely different, like out of the norm. Like it feels very like I feel like the song actually takes its time to actually build up to that in a way that feels very much like part of the album.
Bladen, what do you have to say?
I zoned out. What are we talking about?
The long one.
Bending Hectic?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even notice it was like 8 minutes. It felt like 5. That's also my favorite track on the album, and I feel like with the way it kind of climaxes, I feel like the lyrics actually justified that. And this is one of the ones where the lyrics did not feel gay in the slightest.
Hmm. It's really
Hmm.
Yeah.
interesting that you fixated on the, I guess, how embarrassing or not the lyrics are, because I think that as time goes on, Tom York's voice becomes more and more of an instrument in his music than a deliverer of message or content. So I don't know. I definitely did not get too hung up on any of them. I think that some of them were moving, particularly the opening track, as I stated before. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's like I'm not really here to this. I'm not coming to this album to find a lot of great lyricism. I'm here to be enveloped in a sound and, you know, in a type of music that Tom is providing us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and maybe I'm missing a lot of context because the only Radiohead I've heard was Pablo Honey, OK Computer, Kid A, and M Rainbows. So maybe I'm missing
So
context.
all the best ones.
Yeah, maybe I'm missing context between then and now and something, and I might feel the same way as you if I had, caught up on that. But I don't know. Some of its parts and some of its parts were not good. Does
Yeah,
the
fair enough.
I gotta play. I don't know if it's gonna pick this up.
yeah, but I mean, I do get what Howard's. Uh,
Yeah, you're
yeah,
welcome.
but I mean, I do get what Howard's saying. Like when it comes to like the album as a cohesive experience from like start to finish, like as a one piece, it definitely works like really well. Uh,
Yeah, I'm surprised they even released singles for this album. I mean, like, what's the point?
hmm,
You know, no one's gonna be, you know, no one's adding these songs to their playlist. They're too, you know, oftentimes like lumpy and odd and like, you know, not something you would want to listen to on its own. I mean, this is just something to put on for 45 minutes. This is not, you know, like single material. It's like there's no fucking, I don't know, body snatchers on here.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
like
something to
like
put on, sulk, and then feel bad about yourself
like they
while
didn't
listening
release
Yeah.
to
in
it.
like they
I
didn't
mean, I
release
don't
any.
know. There's nothing wrong with ruminating in some negative emotions in art.
Hmm.
I disagree.
Like kind of funny, like they didn't
Everything
release.
should be happy all the time.
Yes. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah, everything should be happy, like Saviors by Green Day.
That's true. That's true. I want to listen to a song about sex robots, right? I want to listen to songs about fucking grandma dying from fentanyl overdoses.
True.
Actually, that's kind of
Happening
sad.
stuff. No, fuck boomers.
Gen Z killing baby boomers.
Yeah,
True.
kind of funny. Kind of funny that like they didn't release any singles for Kid A, but this was the one that got singles. Cause like,
Well, them not releasing singles for Kid A was a statement.
I
They were a
suppose
serious band now. You had to listen to his one cohesive project.
It's mysterious music.
I guess
Yeah,
they
it's
really were.
mysterious.
I guess they really were entitled to their left turn.
Kind of like the
Entitled
left
to their
turn
left
Tom
turn.
York took off that mountain on
Oh
Bending
yeah,
Hectic. Yeah.
fucked up. What do you mean entitled to their left turn? What does that mean?
So, actually, maybe I'm using the word entitled wrong. God damn it!
I guess we got to record again. Bell's fucked up.
No. It's part of the
All
humor.
the
Blade. It's part of the humor. Okay, it's part of the humor that
All right,
they
guys, from the top.
So, hi
Bell's
everybody.
introduced the
This
podcast.
is Bell's podcast, latest Sundays. I'm Howard, and I'm here with superstar producer Blaiden.
Cocaine. Blaiden cocaine.
Blaiden cocaine.
That's Uncle Blaiden to you.
Yeah. So, so Blaiden, what are you up to?
Man, I've just been in my room, right? Door
Yeah.
locked, curtains
Relatable.
closed, VR headset on, gooning.
God damn right.
24/7. Just gooning constantly. The paint on the walls are starting to
and we're
peel.
just living in it.
The paint on the walls are starting to peel from how musty it is in here.
You got post stamps all over your wall covering up the semen stains.
I got a picture of Bill Clinton in a dress hanging up by the door.
You mean Hillary Clinton?
Above the Epstein thing, like how he had that picture of Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky's dress.
That's true, you're right. I bet you must relate to Bill Clinton, the original gooner.
Yeah, I have that picture hanging up right above the Jewish thing that they put by their doors. You know what that's called?
The lamb bone?
It's like the thing they put at an angle, like a diagonal, and you touch it before you walk in the house.
I don't remember.
It's like a mez. It starts with an M. Howard, this is your job is to know this.
My job is to goon.
You keep up with the Jews. I mean that's your entire job.
Okay, man. I just clock in, dig 500 more feet of tunnel, then I clock out. Okay.
Let's talk about the Jewish tunnels. Let's talk about the Jewish
tunnels. I
mean,
what
up
happened
with
to men
that?
digging?
I mean, when you were a kid, right? When you were a kid, you'd go outside and you dig, and you'd get in trouble for it. But that's what you did, right? It was very instinctual. It's hard coded into our DNA. It is. We dig, and then and then here comes the intolerant right telling us that we can't dig illegal tunnels under a city.
Yeah. I heard that the right wing were saying some bad things about Israel, fucked up. I don't like them. Wait, Bells, what is your opinion on the Hamas-Israel conflict?
Hey Blaiden, does this album make you wanna coon?
I feel like you're evading a very serious question.
Listen, Howard. I'm trying to decrease the level of seriousness on Bell's basement.
Decrease the
as if
I don't think we could get less serious around here.
I'm seriously about to take a plane to Colombia and kick your ass. Bells, you're a real piece of work. You know that.
I know.
I know. Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
I like how Bells will occasionally turn on his effeminate, like, gay guy sass. He'd be like, I know.
I thought that was just Latinx. I didn't know that that was effeminate.
It crosses cultural planes, you know.
Yeah, it was a little
Yeah.
zesty. Bell say embarrassing.
Actually, I don't do that well, surprisingly.
So wait, Blaiden, Drake or Uzi?
Drake or Uzi? I'm not gonna lie. When I'm at home chilling, I would probably say Uzi, but sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I like to Drake and drive. So I gotta say Drake. I'm going Drake on this one.
Bells, have you ever been on a Drake and drive?
No, I never been on Drake and Drive, Howard. Unfortunately.
I like how he almost started to say a response, like that would actually carry you on, like to something, and then he stops and he's just like, "No." It's like, what am I supposed to do with that?
I just wanted to reference Eminem in some way or form in this conversation, but
How's
I
that an
failed.
Eminem reference?
No. Like trying to bring up Eminem in a logical sense, but I guess I failed.
Speaking of Eminem, did you know that he's actually on the flight logs to Epstein's Island? You know,
Ooh,
the
can't listen to him
satanic.
anymore.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. No, I miss the times where we could just separate art from the artist, you know? He raped a kid,
Yeah,
and it's like,
what?
that's bad, and I agree, I disagree, I disavow even, you know, and I don't want to think about him doing that. That makes me
Yeah.
sad, that makes me depressed. That puts me in a mood where I want to listen to The Smile, and there should never be a mood that I'm in where I want to listen to The Smile.
That's
But,
true.
however, I like cleaning out my closet. You know, I like Relapse. Relapse, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Classic album. Misunderstood when it came out,
Good
but I'm
record.
glad that people are coming around
Yeah.
on it, you know?
Well, here's the
I
thing.
like it
I
when he
love
does
listening.
I like it whenever he does the Pee Wee Herman voice. It reminds me
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
Hamburger Man.
Yeah,
You know,
I-
it's
True, true.
funny to me.
Well, now see, and it reminds me of Pee Wee Herman, and then I get sad again because he's dead. You know, after he was gay cruising in a gay porn theater. You know, he was jerking his little Pee Wee, and he got caught, and it was a whole thing. And it
Never
went
heard
on
that
and
one
on.
before.
He went to the to the MTV Video Awards and was the host for a minute. He had his whole comeback. There was Pee Wee's Big Holiday. Paul Rubens, was stayed a star. But I still think about the fact that he's dead. And that really fucks me up. And then I want to listen to the Smile. And then I get sad again. And then I put on 3 a.m. I wear my wife beater and I start fucking beating the wall, like just until my knuckles are bright red with the blood, just the wall, just fucking beating it like it's every single frustration or demon I've ever felt in my life. And I get then I cool down, then then I'm in the mood. Maybe I'm low in my feelings. Get behind the wheel. I get on Drake and drive.
Yeah, I mean,
You just described my week, man.
I can definitely relate to Relapse in a lot of ways. Sometimes I feel like I was actually,
Because you have an accent.
not because of the accent, but sometimes I feel like I was born with a dick in my head, fucked in the head.
Well, yeah, it's because you're gay.
Bells, come on. Come on. What are you doing? What are you doing? You special little snowflake. I'm going to come over there. I'm going to molest
And melt you.
I'm going to molest you.
What? Anyway, so what
I'm going to
rating
put
was
you on an island. I'm going to put you on an island where people can sacrifice you to the demon lord Moloch.
Hail, Adrian.
I don't know why you
honest-
guys keep bringing up Rocky, but okay.
Yeah.
Yo,
Anyways,
Adrian.
anyways, what rating would you guys give this album?
I give it a colon and a was it and a shift 0 out of 10.
Damn. Wasn't
I
expecting
give it
that.
a colon and a 3 out of 10.
Damn.
I'll
No,
give it a
I give
7.
it a semicolon and a 3 out of 10.
But just crying.
No, winking.
So you're winking and nervous out of 10.
That's not what the 3 means. The 3 is like supposed to be. I don't know. That's what like white women send me whenever they're like weird.
Whenever they're weird.
Yeah, whenever they're like weird.
Whenever they want to take your chastity cage off.
Yeah, I don't mess with that. Right, the chastity
Yeah.
cage stays on. Okay, because if I take that off, I have to take my shoes off, and you're not separating me from my Yeezy Boost 350s.
The sad fact is, I know you own this.
Yeah, yeah. My off-white
Not even
turtle
a
dove
joke.
Yeezy Boost 350s that I got from eBay pre-owned for $70.
That $70 could have gone towards groceries.
Hey,
You could have
I went
eaten.
hungry for a week and it was worth it because I looked fly while doing
Yeah, you can't even go out in public because it's the Memphis crime wave.
it. Yeah, I go out. I either get them stolen or I get called an anti-Semite.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he redeemed himself. He wore the shirt of a Jewish artist while hanging out with JPEG Mafia.
Yeah, he watched 21 Jump Street.
But yeah, I forgot about that. Fuck.
Yeah.
What's funny, I watched 21 Jump Street and I hated Jews even more.
Yeah, facts.
Fuck Jonah Hill. Fuck that guy.
Bro, for the longest time, I thought Jonah Hill and Seth Rogen were the same person. It really
Well, they're
wasn't
both-
until like last year.
They're both fat ginger Jews who are completely insufferable and represent everything wrong with the Hollywood establishment. You know, because like these people will tell you that you can't be sexist or racist, things that everyone is. And yet they're all just going off an island fucking raping children with Eminem.
I heard we were in a YouTube video, man. Shut the fuck up.
Seth Rogen, Jonah Hill, and Eminem raped little children. I was in the back.
Yeah, like imagine like Seth Rogen getting his dick sucked by, like a child sex slave, and you just hear that fucking stupid laugh as he's orgasming. It's fucking disgusting. Why do you have that image in your head, dear listener? Fuck you.
Do we? Yeah, that's a good point. I know Eminem was on the Flights, but do we know that Jonah Hill and Seth Rogen were?
They're Jewish.
You're Jewish.
Well, yeah, but I'm like, like one of those cool ones.
I'm gonna be keeping an eye on
I
you.
hang out. I hang
I'm
out.
keeping an eye.
Hey. Don't fuck with me.
Where do
I know
those tunnels
people.
go, Howard? Where's
Where
the
those tunnels go?
destination? Yeah. What are you doing?
Have you ever heard of Middle Earth?
This fella found Agartha.
Agartha? Is that like the female version of Wayne's World's friend?
Anyways, guys, that's the podcast. If you like, leave a like. If you dislike, leave a dislike. Hit the bell as well.
Don't forget to subscribe and like and request for more episodes featuring bells on me and Blaiden's podcast here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We appropriated your podcast.
Yeah, sorry. Hey, I mean, your people should be used to being colonized at this point.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I like how like it's going from a cartoon avatar image to this whole conversation right here. Like,
Well, I feel like this was very productive. I mean, I think we solved world hunger or something, right?
Well, we didn't solve it exactly, but we started turning the gears.
Yeah,
They're going in
we
that
started
direction.
a conversation.
Mhm.
We're kind of like
That's
the
what
Greta
matters.
Thunberg of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's facts.
I guess we're gonna go out with a smile out of this episode. After
Oh yeah,
all.
I give it like a 7 out of 10. It's good.
Yeah, 7 as well. Maybe 7.5. But I actually
Whoa.
re-listened.
Okay, well, let's not get crazy here.
Yeah, I mean, I actually re-listened to the album today for for to prepare for the episode. I actually
Oh, and it came
liked
in
it.
handy.
Yeah, I mean, I actually liked it a little bit more this time around because like I liked it the first time, but I mean, I don't know. But I guess I felt it more a little bit more this time around. Yeah. Well, now time for the final question of the podcast.
Oh,
Because next
question?
Yeah, because next week is completely devoid of anything interesting to talk about because it's kind of a shitty week. What do you guys want to talk about? Like, is there any like past album came out a few weeks ago or months ago that you want to talk about?
Yeah,
21
I'd like to make a
Savage.
request.
All right.
Pooh Shiesty, my favorite
Oh,
rapper of all
Pooh.
time.
I love Pooh.
Anytime I do a Pooh Shiesty type beat, they get the most views.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's my favorite right now because of that. I'm making money off his name. Actually, I take it back. There's this underground artist that I listen to. You guys ever hear of Nathan King?
Blaiden.
He released a mixtape not that long ago. It's called Chapter 1. And honestly, all the buzz around it, it's been nothing but positive, really. So I'm
Yeah.
very interested to give that one a spin.
If
Yeah.
you
You
go
guys
to
would
Rate
be
Your Music,
interested.
the #1 source for music content and news and everything, it's got a really good average. I think it has like a 3.99 or something.
Well, it's number
Yeah.
1 for 2024, which, I mean, we're only like a month in, but I think it's promising, man. I think it's promising.
Yeah,
Let's do that one.
20,000 ratings though.
Yeah. Because, I think we've already been anticipating this Nathan King talk for a while. I mean, the first episode, I remember, Blade, and you were saying that we should review Nathan King albums at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
next week
absolutely.
we'll reconvene, me and Blaiden, and we'll talk about Chapter 1.
And Bells, you can I'll invite you to the video whenever it does like the premiere thing. And you
Yeah.
can be in chat for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, Tran,